The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good.
Hi, Tom.
How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
And good morning. I'm Paige Clarke, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more wild, natural world.
Yeah, and we do this to regain our natural health and our rights and our freedoms. I'm Nico Haan.
And it's a beautiful day in Clearwater. I'm not sure. It looks like it's 75 degrees. We feel like it's perfect. We hope you're enjoying a beautiful day where you're at.
And if you have any questions about anything we discuss on the phone, on the show, or you have any any discussions you want us to get into, please let us know. You can reach me at nico@tfnn.com.
And me at Paige@tfnn.com. And we're taking your questions today, bright and early, wherever you are. We hope you'll come and join us. You can call us at 877-927-6648.
So, Paige, I was watching, or actually listening to a great podcast last night.
I think it's very appropriate before you get into it, because it is one of my more passionate subjects, National Fluoride Awareness Week.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And, fluoride awareness and dental health.
Mm-hmm.
This is all things that we need to be aware of, or lack of dental health, and when we're using this. So go ahead.
Yeah, her name is Nadine Artemis.
Oh, she's a doll, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really good, and I caught one of her podcasts, and right away I had to go to her site.
She's a natural health practitioner and a formulator of beautiful aromatic formulas.
Oh,
so
I'm
she's
telling
an
you,
aromatherapist.
it's pretty amazing, and the site is called livinglibations.com. Like most of us, you probably learned to brush and floss your teeth as a child. The truth is that brushing and flossing isn't enough, and we've got plenty of cavities and crowns and root canals and everything and missing teeth, and I have some of those to prove that. But scientific advances have increased our knowledge about teeth and about our health, enabling us to take charge of our teeth in ways we were never really dreamed about. And what she has written a great book is what your dentist forgot to mention. So
let's go through those 10 facts.
But also, her mantra is really that we can really do most of the stuff ourselves. That self-care is
The new health care is self-care, and that extends to dentistry. She calls it Successful Self-Dentistry is her program. And I want to remind everyone that, the comment was scientific advances have increased our knowledge about our teeth and our health. Sometimes it's remembering. Remembering means to put together what we already knew.
Yeah, because
and the work of Weston A. Price at the turn of the century, he as a dentist, a dentist that was paying attention, noticed the degradation in tooth quality and in general health of his patients, and spent the rest of his life traveling to study why do we have this problem here in these industrialized nations, and primitive cultures continue to have beautiful dentition, beautiful bone structure, and great teeth health despite they don't have any floss or even toothbrushes.
Even brushing. Of course, we talked about the sage, the nutmeg sage, I guess it was called.
Yeah, that was a good article last week.
One thing that's astounding, of course, we can go back through the record, dig up some bones and some teeth, and we really do find out that it was a lot different back then. They had less cavities, and of course, if we're talking about hunter and gatherers, their teeth were very, very strong, and most of the people had them all, unless they was knocked out or something, but not because of periodontal disease like we have today. But another interesting thing is, if you go back just to the Roman era, we find out that the elite
had terrible teeth,
and
because they were eating the rich man's foods.
Exactly.
Which are great. And actually, we look at cavemen, healthy teeth, and then we see a lot of disease and dental issues in the Egyptian And we believe that the Egyptian culture was responsible for a lot of grains and so forth. So,
well, certainly the crescent over there, that healthy crescent where they started the farming much sooner than anybody else. That was in Iran or Iraq, where we're having all these problems these days.
so farming and fluoride might have actually been some of the worst things that we ever did.
So I really want to go over these 10 facts because they were completely different than what we were taught. So the number one thing is that know that your teeth are alive and capable of healing themselves from early cavity damage. When the bacteria is removed and our diet is improved, the cavity can be halted.
Right, exactly true. Cavities can be reversed.
And she really compares a brown spot on your teeth with a cut.
Right.
And when we get a cut ourselves, we clean the wound.
Yeah, we take stuff out. We don't try and fill it with something.
Right.
Right, exactly.
So that's kind of an eye-opener right there, I think.
And it's important that we perceive the inside of our mouth as a whole living organ. It's a living ecological system with, just like we're talking about, it's part of the mucosal lining. If you look at from mouth to anus, it's a mucosal lining. It's the interior skin. So we need to keep it healthy and nourished. And number two, our saliva contains enzymes that are designed to take care of our teeth. And when teeth are well lubricated in healthy saliva, the saliva can heal decay and even prevent it.
Yeah, and so what is saliva? It's a saline solution of enzymes, peptides, minerals, and bicarbonate. It can remineralize or demineralize your teeth should it not be too acid or too alkaline. So the balance that we talk about often.
Yeah, if it's too acid, you're going to get dissolving of tooth enamel.
Right.
And if it's too alkaline, you can start to create a situation that's ideal for bacterial growth. We don't want that either.
That's true. And another thing is that bleeding gums can often be remedied, sometimes in as little as 24 to 48 hours.
I want to just, because it kind of goes in this area while we're talking about if they're too alkaline, you can start to see the calcium build up, or you see the tartar.
Right.
See, that's also a sign of low stomach acid, too acidity, eating too many sugars. So go ahead, though.
Okay.
That was a good point. I wanted to
Yeah, gums are kind of like a turtleneck sweater to your teeth. It turns out they turn into crew necks. Bacteria can get to your teeth and cause problems. One of the things you mentioned, too, when you're brushing, you should actually brush from the gum downward. Which I didn't know.
You want to kind of get in there, and ideally, we hope that our gums are not loose. We want to do things to help tighten that. That's what she's saying. We want a nice, firm turtleneck sweater. We don't want it to get dropped down.
Right.
Yeah, so number 4, bleaching your teeth is less than recommended. Whiteness should come from within. Your teeth should actually be radiating the whiteness from the dentin beneath the enamel. So polishing your teeth is a good way to remove the biofilms and colors, and there's some really fascinating new products that we've been researching that really help to remove the biofilm. Think of the biofilm, as I've taught you all, is like a coating, a sac coating that protects bugs from the immune system. So we want to remove the biofilms and keep our teeth white.
She says, look at your teeth like a tree. That they're actually growing like a tree in the soil, which are our gums, and there's many filaments, even though we do things like root canals, which is, I think, the wrong way to go. These roots really go a lot deeper than just that superficial one root that looks. It's kind of like branching out there. So
absolutely, it's using that bed, that root in your tooth.
Yeah.
It's using that substrate of your gum to get nourishment.
So we're going to continue with, I have a brand new Health Signals newsletter out right now, and it starts with The Biggest Loser and all about those things. But you need to really take a look at that. Also, please pick up some Primal Edge, $89 to get you to your door each and every month. So
we'll be right back after the break. Give us a call.
877-927-6648.
Thank you.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back. We're going over a website called Living Libations with Nadine Armistice, and she's got 10 wonderful facts about dentistry and how you can really do this yourself. And the number 5 is toothpaste has chemicals you would not want in your mouth or your body. Although we were all raised with a toothbrush and toothpaste, just stroking your teeth with a toothbrush and rinsing will remove more bacteria and plaque than using a brush with regular toothpaste.
And you know, baking soda is less abrasive than toothpaste. Folks, I always tell people, do not buy any, if you are going to continue with commercial toothpaste, you're not going to find a safe toothpaste in your regular grocery store or your corner drugstore. You do need to go to a health food store or buy something healthy online. There's some great new tooth brushing aids that are coming out that have some wonderful probiotics. We're real excited about that.
Yeah, and those little toothbrushes that I have, the ionic ones, she sells some of those on her site too, and they work very well, dry or with water, but you don't really need.
You know why? Because the ionic is negatively charged,
right,
and it attracts positively charged particles, which are what bacteria are. Bacteria, viruses, and molds and so forth are positively charged. So number 6, chronic disease can originate from root canal-filled teeth. Everyone knows this is kind of my passion. Dr. George Menig, who wrote, author of Root Canal Cover-Up, you know, folks, he's the man who developed the root canal. And after he looked at Weston Price's research and collaborated everything, he said, my Lord, I have done a big disservice to the world. He spent the rest of his life educating doctors on why they should not do root canals. Of course, his work has been buried because, you know, it's profitable. It's a profitable procedure.
Well,
I mean, you know.
The whole thing behind our medical community, and this includes the dentists and every other phase of it, is that they want you to keep coming back. And of course, regular checkups do make sense and things like that. But then, if you're using materials that really aren't, healthy, and the dental amalgams, how do you pronounce that?
Amalgams.
Amalgams.
Yes.
No.
Well, he concluded that a high percentage of chronic diseases are most frequently, the diseases such as heart, cardiovascular, and joint diseases can be traced to root canals and diseased mouths. So, folks, we like to suggest that if people are experiencing a chronic illness, Weston Price proved that when a person is suffering from a an illness and is not received any results, one of the best things they can do is work with a biological dentist or someone knowledgeable about proper extraction and procedures. And many times these diseases resolve because the immune system stress. Dr. Marshall says one of the only infections that the body struggles to recover on its own is a dental infection. So it's serious business, folks.
Yeah, she mentioned on that podcast that she had one of her clients had a cavity. This was just beginnings of a cavity, and she was going to go to the dentist afterwards. She says, the stuff you're using on your skin is very organic, has no bad chemicals in it. Why don't you try and put some of that on your tooth? And within a week, that cavity was gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know, too, that clove and so forth really help with inflammation in the gums.
Right.
And so we can make different aromatic swishes that, help with keeping the gums healthy, and actually if you had a cavity, you can put clove oil into that pain where you're having pain. Many times allow that nerve to calm down and let the tooth heal itself.
Yeah, and I know dentists educate us, and they certainly tell me to floss and how to brush and things like that. But they don't really give us this knowledge. And, after you have your teeth cleaned, many harmful bacteria are present in saliva, and they reestablish themselves on your teeth and in the bloodstream. So this is one reason why they do not allow. They ask you, in fact, when you're going to donate blood, have you been to the dentist?
Oh, absolutely, because a lot of this is going on. There's a huge connection between the cardiovascular disease, heart disease, and the mouth. Because remember, these are where our capillary beds are. And that exchange of nutrients and waste particles happen at the capillary beds. And there's millions of capillaries that are supporting our tooth structures. So let's talk about number 7, dental amalgams leak mercury. A dental amalgam is not a silver filling. That makes it sound like, it's innocuous, but it's not. An amalgam filling is 50% mercury.
Yeah, that's quicksilver.
And they're responsible for the biggest exposure you've ever had to mercury in your lifetime. We've got people saying, don't eat fish because they're loaded with mercury. Folks, it's what's 6 inches from your brain that you need to be concerned about. Yeah. And the fact that we would allow this kind of a toxic material that requires a hazmat call, if your mercury filling were to fall into a lake or pond and someone knew about it, they would have to call hazmat.
It's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. Dr. Boyd Haley reports mercury is one of the most potent chemical inhibitors of enzymes, and the mercury vapors easily penetrate into the central nervous system. Amalgams leak mercury, and this is a fact any chemical department can confirm. The best option for fillings or removal are ceramics, low-fusing ceramics. Work with an energetic practitioner to make sure you get biocompatible materials, and make sure you work with a dentist who is trained in biological removal to protect you and themselves. After all, we know that dentists have one of the lowest lifespans due to their hazardous occupation.
Yeah, so there's more, this is number 9, there's more to avoiding cavities than just avoiding hard candy because it sticks to your teeth.
Did you notice right here? What? She actually mentions Consult Making the Right Dental Choice by Dr. Bob Marshall, my guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So prolonged spikes in blood sugar also deplete the nutrition that results in tooth decay. So you can see that the primal type diet that we're always talking about is essential because this is what our ancestors ate, and they had better teeth than we did because of the lower carbohydrate and certainly no processed foods.
Show me someone who's got a lot of plaque on their teeth, and I'll show you a sugar eater, a high carb eater.
Or a cereal eater.
Well, that's what I mean. Carbs,
exactly.
Carbs, packaged, processed stuff, and so when you start to notice that your plaque and tartar is going down, it's when you're improving your diet.
Yeah, and the last thing is they talk about sealants.
Well, a lot of these sealants, folks, are actually made with toxic plastics, BPA and so forth, and toxic chemicals. And bisphenol A. And boy, there's an article. I don't know if I got it into the news feed or not. It might have been too short. I think it's on Facebook. But, we've done a pretty good job of letting people know that we need to get bisphenol A, which is an endocrine disrupting plastic, carcinogen, autoimmune stimulator. And we've got now a replacement called BSH or something. But the point is, the chemical industry is very smart. When they find out that something's damaging, they plug something else in, and we don't have the research yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of the things that she stresses that you can do some self dentistry.
She calls it her kit. It's called the Successful Self-Dentistry Kit.
And really go to her site, which is livinglibations.com. She's got a lot of products, healthy products on there. She's got some really good ideas to help you take care of your teeth. And then you need to do your own research in finding a dentist that's compatible with this train of thought. And I think that's really important.
Yes.
Important too is pick up some Primal Edge. You know, Paige did a world of a year spending searching for the right ingredients and the chemist to put it all together for us, and we got that in the Primal Edge daily supplements. All you need to stay healthy because our food is so crappy.
That's
basically.
right. So we'll be right back after this break. We hope you'll give us a call. We love, entertaining your thoughts, questions, and ideas. I know it's early, but give us a call.
Yeah, it is early, especially out west. But,
We ever since we made the switch, I missed some of our regular callers.
Yeah, but we do have them coming in also, and you can reach us at 877-927-6648, and we'll be right back.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'm Paige Clarke with Nico Haan. And, we had a question or a comment in the chat room. Someone said they didn't know that our teeth could heal, and in fact, they really can. And we were just sharing information on Nadine Artemis's site, Living Libations, but I also want to share curetooth.decay.com. And that is Ramil Nagel's work. Fantastic, 250-page book. Highly suggest you get it. Really parallels a lot of the research that Weston Price did, almost a century ago, and was buried. So I really suggest that we take a look at that and work to keep because a lot of the way our own personal health goes is the way our dental health goes. So let's go ahead and get that straight. I want to go on to some information that has really been in the headlines this last week. We've known about it, but it's really kind of made a resurfacing. Medical errors is now the third leading cause of death. And so history says it often takes decades before a medical truth becomes accepted as fact, right? And recent headlines are a perfect example of this, because it was 16 years ago that there was an article in the Journal of American Medical Association that was rather stunning. And it was actually surprising that JAMA published this article.
The Journal of American Medical Association.
Yes, correct. And the article did not explicitly state it. The data was very clear. So really, when we summarize it, it's become clear that medicine, properly prescribed prescriptions, and doctors, also referred to as iatrogenic death, is the third leading cause of death.
Pretty astounding. Barbara Starfield was the author of this study that was published in the year 2000. Her research documented how a staggering 225,000 Americans die from these causes. That means that their death was caused by a physician or the hospital's activity, manner, or therapy. The statistics are here.
12,000 die from unnecessary surgery.
7,000 die from medical errors in hospitals.
20,000 die from other errors in hospitals.
Then 80,000 die in hospital-acquired infections.
Oh, that's so sad. I personally, just lost my dad to MRSA and my stepmom to C. diff,
and
two infections.
My sister to chemo.
Right. And in reality, what she did is the chemo lowered her immune system, that she caught infections and pneumonia. 106,000 died from the negative side effects of drugs taken properly prescribed, let alone abusive prescriptions. So, folks, back then, few people believed it, but in recent days, headlines echoing this finding have made the rounds in lots of the major medical outlets.
Yeah, and this was like 16 years ago. I think it's probably increased now. It's an epidemic here. If this was, of course, we were talking about the big money that went to Zika from, I think that was from the stores that was made for the Marburg, the Dundee fever type of things that they were doing. But, putting a lot of money into this to develop things for this, where it's not killing a lot of people right now, even
look
around
at this.
the world.
This is the third leading cause, right after heart disease and cancer. These numbers may actually be vastly underestimated, as deaths occur at home or in nursing homes are not included in these. And I really believe that, many of these nursing homes, they're basically an annuity for prescription drugs. Have you ever seen in a nursing home that the medical staff, they're pushing carts around to distribute meds that are, it's just crazy.
It's pretty sick, that's for sure.
I just know that's not the way it's going to be, for me. Please, like you always say, let's go out in the woods and let's just go
sit under a tree
and die.
That's my vision.
And be absorbed and nutrify the roots of that big tree.
Yeah, that's got to be a liberating feeling if you decided to do that, and you're getting up in age and you say, okay, I'm just going to walk north or south where you want to go. But my vision is always walking north to Canada, and when I get tired, I sit under a tree and kind of fall asleep and I die.
And that's it.
That's kind of a pretty picture that I paint, but not everybody wants to do that.
Well, I think everybody's afraid of that. But getting back to this subject, cause of death reporting needs an overhaul. When we need to talk about reporting needs an overhaul, period. We are not getting the truth about what's happening. We know that adverse vaccine effects are not being reported. Doctors are scared to report them. They're intimidated to report. Even the patients are encouraged not to report them. Yeah. So we know that these numbers can't possibly be accurate.
Well, another thing that you sent me this article about Prince this morning, which I thought was really
I saw this go through. It's become apparent that Prince died. The comment this was from Macola.com, did Prince die from painkiller addiction? It appears that the phone call The 911 call from Princess Haan, Paisley Park Estate was made by Andrew Cornfield, the son of Howard Cornfield, MD, who runs an addiction clinic in California specializing in opiate painkiller addiction. And what really impressed me, Nico, is that, we're just, we're looking at people that are being jailed for using a non-toxic, non-addictive painkiller that's
like
effective,
marijuana,
like marijuana, medical marijuana. We're fighting this, and yet we've got these, what do they call them? These pain clinics all over. These people are lined up, they're addicted, and it's not their fault because these doctors are not being properly trained in how to work with these addictive substances.
And they've really expanded the war on drugs in such a way that to get off of the opiates, we have a nice market right there on the street that is cheaper than the opiates, which is heroin.
And
so this is the alternative when you're hooked and you can't get off these things and it's too expensive, too hard to get. Now you can go to the street and get your heroin, which is a lot cheaper, and that's how people end up
and they're
there.
mixing the Oxycontin, which is the synthetic form, with the heroin. And, there's a researcher here in this article that parallels the fact that, this increase in heroin on the streets has really paralleled our occupation of Afghanistan, which is where the poppy fields are.
Yeah, that's
Wonder if our government is in the drug business.
Yeah, there's things on the web that say, right from Afghanistan, it goes right to Germany, right to the United States after that, along with the clothes that they're cleaning. So they clean the clothes in Germany because it's this crazy system. Yeah,
so, the opiate addiction is actually fueling infectious disease rates, too. What's happening is that there's one place, it's Austin, Indiana, for example. This town has one of the most unlikely epidemics of HIV in the U.S. history, but there's only 4,100 individuals, and an estimated 500 of them shoot up.
Yeah.
They're addicted to these opiates, so this little pocket has really been devastated by this access to these dangerous drugs, and they're shooting them up, and they're getting contamination.
Yes.
It's just
and
horrible.
America is really the number one opiate in the world, and twice as many as use Canadians, and Canadians are the second one, so they're learning from us. But there's a city in Alabama which has the highest opiate prescription, 143 prescriptions for every 100 people.
I mean, that's scary. I mean, something's really
thing.
going on there, folks. And then, wouldn't be surprising that we look that this is one of those states where we have a high obesity rate because obesity and weight gain when you're toxic, we see a lot of this happening. So let's real quick go over before, we're not going to have a chance. I'd like to take a moment because, pain is a sad thing. Yeah. And, I mean, when people are in pain, let's go over some other things that you can do, and make some suggestions to you. Many of you may have a loved one that's struggling with a need to use a painkiller, and we'd like to share with you that there are natural alternatives, and there are things that have great proof that they're beneficial. So we'll be right back.
And not addictive. And the thing is, too, that the
safe
road,
and effective.
The road to OxyContin goes through heroin and then jail. So it's not a pretty picture
Not
all
a pretty
the way
picture
around.
at all. So we'll be right back just to give you more information on that, so stay tuned.
877-927-6648. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Nico and Paige here, Living the Primal Lifestyle, and we're talking about pain relief and how everybody in the United States seems to be hooked on the Oxycontin, which takes you down the road to heroin and then to jail or hospital or death. And there's lots of other non-drug
Yeah, we're going to explore these non-drug alternatives for pain relief, and really perhaps this can help you or someone that you love. With all the risks associated with opiate painkillers, it would be wise to use some of these other options. And we mentioned before medical cannabis. In the case of Prince, there may be arrests that come as a result of where they find out where some of these opiates that he had were coming. Mm-hmm. But in the vast majority of the cases, no one is penalized when a person dies for a prescription painkiller. Yet we've got these safe alternatives, and we've got a lot of people in jail over other things.
Yeah, but the drug companies can't be held responsible because they're exempt out of that.
And that's where I think a lot of the problem is.
Yeah, they're going to go after the individual doctor in the Prince case if they find out that he's...
Yeah, but the drug companies have immunity. Medical cannabis has a long history as a natural analgesic, and many states have legalized cannabis for medical purposes. I sure hope we continue on that
and
healing
it's funny
trend.
Because this is the number one thing on here. Number two is eliminating or radically reducing the processed foods. So we're not even talking about a drug here or even an antidote of some kind just by eliminating processed foods.
Avoiding these grains.
Yeah.
It comes back to what we've been saying.
Yes.
These grains and processed foods, will lower your insulin and leptin levels, and these hormones, when out of whack, are really tied to pain.
Yeah, and then it says here, take a high-quality animal-based omega-3 fat. And we say also that, of course, the algae is a great source of that, too. You don't have to go to the animal. So if you're vegetarian or you're concerned about that, the source really is better at the algae base, because that's what the krill eat, who the salmon devours after that.
These are actually precursors to mediators of inflammation, and they're called prostaglandins, and that is how anti-inflammatories work. They manipulate the prostaglandins, so you want to make sure, talk to your doctor. Hopefully you have a doctor that understands this, and they can measure your omega levels and see if you've got enough to mediate. And if you're in pain, it's probably pretty obvious that you're going to need more omega-3s. Optimize your vitamin D level. Vitamin D, we wish it wasn't called vitamin D because it's not actually a vitamin. Your hormone vitamin D needs to be in the optimal range. It's highly tied to pain issues when it's not.
So you need to get some sun. You need to take some vitamin D3, maybe some, if you live up north, some liver capsules from
cod liver oil,
that type of thing. This is interesting, too, because you mentioned this before, K-laser class 4 laser therapy.
Absolutely. Light therapy is, and this is a particular class 4 laser that has some great research on being used to help alleviate pain. So what we know is that light therapies of all types, infrared, getting that full spectrum of light is very powerful. LED lights and laser. It doesn't actually have to be a laser. There's a lot of things with laser that could be damaging, but light, LED and grounding and these kind of things can be beneficial.
Yeah.
I like this one. Avoid sitting.
Yeah,
Dr. McCullough actually says that he had chronic low back pain, and when he went from sitting all day, we were talking about wouldn't it be neat if we could change our studio to be one of the standing ones. I don't know if Tom's going to do that, but it'd be cool.
We'll push him on it.
Yeah, Dr. McCullough said he went from sitting many hours a day to now he sits less than one.
Yeah,
and it's totally eradicated his back pain.
When people come to in my studio with sciatica pain, hip pain, knee pain, I always ask them first thing, did you go on a long trip? Were you sitting on a plane? You're sitting in the car for long periods of time. These things are the worst things for us, and if you have to sit for long periods of time, get up and take a walk. That's the best thing to do.
In addition, we know that chiropractic care, obviously, is much safer and less expensive than allopathic medical treatments, especially when used for back pain. They're specialists in that area. Many times it's a pinched nerve, but along that way, other complementary therapists, neuromuscular therapists, soft tissue, can oftentimes be the result of tensions, and massage therapists. These complementary therapies work fantastic in a lot of chronic pain issues. And we want to talk about a couple of food substances, herbs. As we know, we often talk about herbs being the creator's medicine, usually, manufactured by the creator without side effects. Boswellia, also known as boswellin, or Indian frankincense, and this herb contains specific anti-inflammatories. And this is a personal favorite of many of us, particularly if people have rheumatoid arthritis. It works very well. It's got a lot of research behind it, and you can use this as an herb, an herbal tincture, or you can use it as an aromatic and apply it to areas of pain.
Bromelain is another one. That's the enzyme that's in pineapples, which is
fantastic.
It's great for your digestive system, and naturally, it's really good anti-inflammatory.
And I like to train people that really the highest quality and quantity of bromelain is found in the stem of the pineapple. And you have to actually pull the leaves off. So here's the pineapple. I told you Jeff Primack taught me the magic is in the white stuff.
Yes.
So when it's the part that people throw away, the tops of the strawberry, the top of the pineapple. You pull the leaves off, and there's a stem that looks like a little mini pineapple, and that's white and tough and fibrous, and that's where all the bromelain hides out.
Oh, cool.
And cytomustyrolate.
I don't know what that is.
This is an oil. It's found in fish and dairy butter. I believe this is the same compound that Weston A. Price called the Wuzen factor. The reason that he found that grass-fed butter reduce pain and inflammation. So I believe it's really tied in with that. But you can get that, and many times you can apply it topically. And even special forms of our essential fatty acids. We call these the GLAs. We just need a small percentage of these, but we know that they're very powerful. These are primrose oil, evening primrose, borage oil, and currant seed oil.
And also what works really good is cayenne cream. This is from the cayenne pepper. It's made from the dry, hot peppers, and it alleviates pain by depleting the body's substance of P.
Substance P. Substance P, they call that, it's kind of like substance pain. But it's actually a chemical that they've been researching that's tied in and typically elevated in people. They believe that's something that is implicated in fibromyalgia because it's a chemical component of nerve cells that transmits pain signals to your body. They believe maybe substance P is overactive in certain people, keeping the nervous system in chronic sympathetic dominance, reacting that way.
And of course things like yoga, foundation training, massage, meditation, hot and cold packs, and other mind-body techniques. Meditation definitely is good. Taking the saunas that I take, all these things are anti-inflammatory.
Infrared therapy is a form of light therapy, and grounding. Just getting
huge.
a walk, and remember to take off your shoes. Our feet are designed to absorb. We need the electricity from the sun. We need the magnetism from the earth.
Yeah, and going in the grass with your bare feet is always a good feeling in the morning. I do this. But even just walking on rocks outside, even if you have tile inside your house, you're grounded with bare feet. So walking in your house at bare feet. In Florida, we have a lot of people, of course, that do away with carpets for the most thing. And that's what we did in our house about a decade ago. Got rid of the carpets and just used throw rugs and things like that, except in the bedroom where we got this real real small pile. But I think next time we're even going to probably tile those things.
I really believe that the dying art of terrazzo floors, I think terrazzo floors probably, tile not so much. Tile is not something that we can usually ground through, but concrete floors, and like I have
ceramic
acids.
you can ground through.
Yeah, ceramic you can, but certain tiles you can't.
Right.
But some of these substances like terrazzo help us get a grounding.
Yeah,
Just
really important stuff.
Be an
folks.
outsider, folks. Connect with the earth and use some natural pain relief, and hopefully you'll feel better.
Yeah, we'll be back for the last segment. Stick around, folks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. Join John Logan as he teaches you trading techniques utilizing the TAS Profile Scanner. The Global Market Pulse, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Interesting article I found because Sony has filed a patent for contact lenses that record and store videos with the blink of an eye. I saw this on ScienceAlert.com. Pretty interesting that you could actually, and I have a picture on the telestrator there of the contact and how it would. The interesting thing too is not only can you record, but it actually stores it in the contact
Actually,
itself.
in that it's just so amazing to me. I mean, I know we've got surgeons that are putting, small little cameras in us, but I get a little concerned when I learn about these foreign devices that they're using in our bodies. I know it could be, as it says, we could use these things for better or for worse. I mean, all these things seem inevitable, and they have the potential to change everything about the way we interact with each other, and it could be for better or for worse. could be
Well, if
kind
somebody
of
taps into it and then can watch what you're watching, then the invasion of privacy is right there. And
Right.
Can a court get a order to have that done?
But with potential misuses aside, the technology behind these new smart eyes is actually pretty incredibly cool. And the patent describes the contact lenses that they can actually sense when you're making a deliberate blink. Rather than a natural one, and they can respond by turning the recording on or off.
Yeah, pretty
That's
interesting
pretty
stuff.
amazing. It's, it seems that Samsung and Sony have been kind of going back and forth of this. They're very similar patents. It just happened like 3 weeks ago. But the key difference here is that the contact lenses have an internal storage mechanism. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, there's another article I found before we have to sign off here. Genetically engineered crops are safe, analysis finds. And I kind of...
Now, this is an article in the New York Times,
Yeah.
and I posted a rebuttal to this.
Yeah.
We might need to follow up on that. This was, again, let's look at the source.
That's the thing I wanted to bring up.
Paid
Yes.
for indoctrination through the New York Times.
And they state on here that this is not done by the companies itself. But if you look at the people who are doing it, these are actually vendors of the companies that are actually like Monsanto and that are manufacturing these GMO products. And I don't know if they're looking at the health aspect at all. They're just looking, it's going to enter your body, and right away we don't have that adverse reaction, so it's all right. But 20 years down the line, do we know what our offsprings, how it's going to affect our offsprings or our great-grandchildren? We don't know, I don't think.
All right, so I think this is really good to pick up in another place, because I posted on an extremely powerful article by natural health blogger called John Rappaport. I was pretty sure I put this on here. I was trying to look for it.
Well, anyway, Michael Hansen, who is a senior scientist at the Consumers Union, which is critical of the crops, points out, and this is what the industry's always claimed, we can only make enough food if we do it this way. But he's saying that despite industry claims, the crops are clearly not answering the question, are we going to solve world hunger? Because it doesn't give you a more yield.
No, it really doesn't.
It certainly doesn't give you more yield in nutrition.
We know that there was an article that just went through that there's literally no nutrition in GMO corn, and that organic corn is 20 times the increase in nutrition of genetically modified. So folks, what we're trying to say here is you're going to see these industries are getting afraid. They're getting very afraid. People are becoming wiser. They're tuning in. They're looking at independent research. They're paying attention to independent researchers who aren't being paid off. And I think it's really important that we pay attention to what the mainstream media is producing and then seek out alternative explanations of these things.
Yeah, I agree. You always have to deconstruct it, and you have to find out for yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to be convinced, and you're not going to take any action. So do your own research. Very, very important.
The new healthcare is self-care, and that's what we're here to do, help you be empowered to make changes that will benefit you and your family so you can stay healthier, live longer, and stronger.
You better.
Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for sticking around, folks.
Thank
See ya.
you.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.